Big Brother's bit on the side. Now, it may be a blue moon out there, but if there's one thing that's an everyday occurrence in this studio, it is exclusives. Now, speaking of which, here's how the House have reacted to tonight's double eviction.
Congratulations. Well done to you. You've got another few days.
I feel sick.
Another few days, another nomination.
Oh, stop it now.
Congratulations.
Thank you. What am I going to do without Danica?
Colleen. Come on.
What?
Shake. It's me and you against her.
Oh, no. Me and you against the world.
Well, I'll tell you what, she was a good housemate.
Brilliant.
Huh?
Yeah.
Miss her.
Well, that's all our spa treatment's over with.
Yes.
She was a good housemate.
She was a great housemate.
Yeah.
I'm going to be so lost without Dan.
Nana made Colleen go to her, didn't she? Come here, shake my hand. Right, on my Friday panel tonight, we've got 2 ex-housemates and a next-door neighbour. It's not Brian, though. He is in his dressing room drinking vino. It is, however, Vanessa Feltz, Mark Little and Ryan. Hello, my lovely, wonderful panel, and hello, my lovely, wonderful audience. Right, shall we talk about tonight's eviction? Yeah. Vanessa, did the right person go?
Yeah, I was very glad to see the back of Sam. I thought she didn't deliver. I thought she writes these very punchy, controversial articles. She gets in the house and she is an absolute pussyfooter around. She was schmoozing everybody. She was the opposite of controversial. We needed her to be feisty and offensive. She wasn't. She needed to go.
She did say that's just her in real life, though, didn't she? Do you think it is?
How wimpy is that? Well, if it is, what's all this stuff she keeps spewing out of her word processor if that's really her in real life? I mean, either she thinks all those nasty thoughts or she doesn't. And it looked as if she didn't, so she appeared to be somewhat insincere, and it was quite right that she went. I quite like watching her sitting around with the boils, though. The boils was great.
And what about Danica?
And Danica, I think it's a shame she's gone because she was so damned entertaining. Plus, for the lads, she was forever flashing bits of her important little places, wasn't she? So, I mean, I think everyone's going to miss her tragically, really.
What do you guys think? Did the right people go this evening?
Yes.
Oh, you're dying to talk, aren't you? Yeah.
I can't... Yeah, I think Colleen... Well, as much as she's a nice person, I think she should have gone. I think Sam, as much as, you know, Sam has not really delivered, and I do agree with Vanessa.
Yeah.
I think she's a nice person, and I don't like to see nice people punished by being evicted.
Okay. Anybody disagree with this, gentleman?
I'm glad that Danica went because I think she just played people and she just wasn't a very nice person. She deserves to go.
I think that she's had a really rough time of it, actually, and I know it's controversial. I'm not totally agreeing with her on a moral ground of what she does, but I think that with the situation and Lorenzo, us Brits are forgetting what they've come from in the States, and they have rinsed girls dry with the way that they've been, and I think it's time they got a taste of their own medicine, so...
And they've got it in British style.
But she has a boyfriend.
She does have a boyfriend, and we have seen her say to Brian tonight that now she watches herself back, she can see how bad she is. And I kind of think she does seem like a nice person. On a one-to-one personality basis, she seems like a nice chick.
But what a fabulous flirt, though. The way when she took the situation
incredible, isn't she,
and
Vanessa?
put it on him. Even when she was saying goodbye to him, she took off his glasses. Do you see that bit?
Yeah.
And then she pressed herself again. I thought everything she does, I'm going to do. And then maybe I can have a website and people will send me 3D TVs. I'd love one.
I thought
so many things I'd like.
I thought she was going to walk out with his glasses.
Yeah.
But then she gave them back in a big old kiss on the lips.
Sexy girl,
I have to get
isn't
to
she?
Mark very quickly, sorry. Just to find your opinion on Danica and Samantha.
Yeah, no, I think the right people have gone, because I think the whole show was losing its sense of humour. There was no... It was getting too intense.
It was only about Danica and the love triangle, which kind of wasn't a love triangle.
And all that sort of weirdness around the edges. I think it might give people a chance to actually loosen up, because I'd like to see Julian's sense of humour come out.
Yeah.
Just a sense of humour. There was no laughs in there, like too intense.
Yeah, so he does seem very...
So I think now they'll be able to loosen up. We'll get the Julie and Colleen thing going on, and I think Julian's going to be in the middle of that.
Is that what you're waiting for, Mark?
I want it. A Julie and Clary sandwich.
No, the Julie and Colleen.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be really interesting. It is like being trapped in the green room of Coronation Street forever and ever, and that's how weird it would be. Yeah, it's going to be on for young and old, but that other pressure's gone.
Yeah, that's kind of
To
out
me,
the way
that's
now.
to
Yeah,
me.
it'd be interesting to see how the boys are without her as well, because that's all they've had for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And now they've got to survive without those lovely boobs.
I know.
And that beautiful
Just with
face.
Julian.
Just with Julian.
Although Julian looked good in those tights, come on.
He did look good. He danced
he's
very
well
well as
hung.
well.
Well hung.
Rhian, were you surprised by the result this evening?
Well, I've obviously seen a few things back now, and I'm looking back, I'm not surprised of what's happened. Samantha didn't play up to the role that she's been acting out.
No.
And Danica, out of the three, was the most entertaining, so I'm a little bit surprised about that, but she has got a bit of a bad reputation out here now, so I can see why that's happening.
Have you kind of seen what we've seen now? Have you seen the flirting from a different angle?
Yeah, but like you said, she's very good at it. That's her job, and she knows how to do it properly, and she's performing well.
She could give classes on it, really, couldn't she?
could.
She is absolutely superb. There are only 2 women left in the house now. They are just diminishing so fast. Are we going to see fireworks, Vanessa, between Julie and Colleen, do you think?
God, I hope so. I really hope so. I'd like to see false nails pinging off as they try and dig them into one another's faces. I love the way Colleen...
Vanessa?
Well, I really would. Because I love the way Colleen thinks it's her mission to explain to the entire nation in the diary room how Julie Goodyear... I mean, we've grown up with her. We love her. We don't care what she does. We admire her. We want to be her. I love it when she talks about a lep. That really lovely lep, meaning a leopard skin outfit. How hilarious is that? I've never heard the word lep before. And I love that they're discussing fashion, the two of them, absolutely magnificent. But Colleen's mission is to expose to everybody what a fraud and a charlatan Julie is. And I don't think she's going to be able to carry on being civil to her for very long. And I certainly hope she doesn't. I'd like to see all hell break loose.
Are you happy? If Julie is playing a character in the house, are you happy for her to be doing that? Do you think that's okay, rather than her being herself?
Yes, I am happy for her to do it because she does it so incredibly well, and she's so damn funny. She's really entertaining. She's one of the few, as Mark says, who's remembered that she's got to be amusing in there, and she is amusing, and all that gum chewing and the cigarette holder, and she's marvellous.
Yeah.
Love her. Don't care what she says.
She said she wanted a BAFTA for it. She kept saying, I'm gonna get a BAFTA now, and she is going for her life.
I have been after a BAFTA for this show for 3 years now. 2 years now. Lots of series now.
Just tell everybody that you love them all the time.
Yeah. I love you. Rhian, Colleen has been called a pot stirrer.
Yeah.
Do you think she is?
I don't think she is. I think she's trying to stay mutual. And the situation between me and Ashley, I think she was leaning to Ashley a bit, but then when she realised that sitting on a bed with someone isn't that big of a deal, and Ash was just playing up, I think he just needs a bit of attention. He wasn't getting it, and I think she's been all right.
I think he needed to just kind of get over it as well.
Yeah, it dragged on for far
mean?
too long. It got boring in the end, and it's a bit like the Danica Prince and situation. It's just gone on for too long. Nothing was actually developing. It was just
it's all
there.
very confusing, isn't it?
Yeah.
The situation. Talking of the
just
situation.
The situation.
How do you think he is going to get on in the house now? What are we going to see him do?
I want to see him back in that caveman costume he had on, and he walked around like Barney Rubble for like when he was.
He did. He walked around like Barney Rubble, but he looked like Fred.
Yeah.
Didn't he?
And he's supposed to be some hard man from the Jersey Shore, and he's just doing all this Flintstone stuff. So yeah, I want to see him in a little car going.
OK, well, the panel and audience have had their say. But what have you lot got to say for yourselves? If you've got any questions for our latest evictees, get them into us very soon, because we'll be asking them a little bit later on in the sweaty box. You can reach us via Twitter or through the website. What made you laugh about that? Join us after the break, when I will be grilling our 2 evicted ladies. We'll see you very soon. Welcome back to Celebrity Big Brother's bit on the side. It's payday, but tonight you won't have to spend a penny, because we bring you high-quality entertainment for absolutely no cost. Aren't we good? Very good. And also tonight, it's bog off. That, it means buy one, get one free, with not just 1, but 2 evictees. Before we meet them, let's take another exclusive look at how their departure has affected the house.
Because I feel bad that Dan's gone, but I actually want to take my shoes off and jump up and down on the couch.
Yeah, but Colleen,
so if you don't mind.
Yeah, on a personal level, you have to look after number 1. Like, no, exactly.
Yeah, it was mad and mad. I never expected this. Never.
I'm upset when anybody goes, you know?
Of course. I know. What if they do? Nominations now. Jesus. He doesn't bear thinking about. Well, there's only me and Colin left. Whoa.
When I heard it was a double eviction tonight, I've got to admit, I got myself all excited. Me and two hot ladies on that chair right there, right now. But unfortunately, Channel 5 has said no to threesomes. Who'd have thought that one, eh? First up, she lasted 17 days in the house before you lot kicked her out of the door. Now, before Samantha joins us, let's take a look at her worst bits.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?
So you think you're fucking beautiful, dear lady?
It's out of context. Out of context. Out of context.
Her sense of style and that smile. Incredibly symmetric forehead. Perfect size butt. And I love the way your hair smells too. Glistens in the night air. It's like a moon.
Lorenzo, such a wimp. Yeah, Gwyneth Paltrow. It's an obvious comparison, I think.
What the hell?
I think everyone thinks that I'm this hardened journalist.
She's a journalist.
You look like a journalist.
Put your controversial journalistic head on.
Yeah. I'm a rubbish journalist, aren't I?
A journalist that writes brutal like that.
Yeah, hard-nosed guy.
Bitch.
Yeah.
She's just coming like, I am the mother.
She reminds me of a wife from the 1950s.
She brought her own feather duster into the house.
You do peppers and I'll do garlic.
Thank you, Sam. Oh, you lovely woman.
The celebrity to be evicted is Rian.
Don't ever doubt it. Ever again.
Look, I'm going to nominate Samantha.
Samantha. Sam.
It's Sam.
Today, it's the last day of August. It's like the end of the summer holidays and all good things have got to come to an end.
So tonight, you couldn't hack our journalist anymore. Ladies and gentlemen, it's tomorrow's headliner, Samantha. Take it away, Jeff.
Could you be the most beautiful girl in the world? Could you be so plain to see? You're the reason that God made a girl. Yes, he did. Could you be the most beautiful girl in the world? Yes, you are.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. Come and take a seat. I love how you walk down the stairs then, just twirling your dress like a 1950s housewife. Jeff,
Then what?
Were you upset to see Samantha go?
I was expecting you next week, not this week. But I do admire a woman with great self-confidence, particularly in her own appearance. I have to say, where I come from, after 12 pints of lager, a bloke could tell you anything to get your crunch, so... It's true.
Jeff, thank you very much. Jeff's a regular here. He's
Yeah.
here every eviction night. OK, so
Great.
Samantha, the first thing is first. You have enjoyed a successful TV career as an executive in the
Yes.
television world, and you have worked on reality TV shows.
Yes.
So why the hell did you want to go in that house?
Oh, well,
You know.
Do you know what, Emma?
to
I thought I
expect.
had it sussed. I thought, you know what, I'll do this. It'll be a piece of cake. Oh my God, I cannot tell you how difficult it was. Every time I said to everyone, you know, this is going to happen tonight or this is going to happen tomorrow, I was wrong.
So you thought you could second guess everything?
Yeah, I thought I could second guess everything that was going on, when the evictions would be, when their tasks would be, how they were playing us off against each other. You cannot predict anything in the Big Brother house. You can't even predict when they set those blooming lights off and when they set the alarm off. No, it's really, really hard. It's a really good show.
It is a really good show, and it's been a brilliant
series,
a brilliant celebrity series, actually. Now, you couldn't predict what was happening, but we could predict quite a lot of what you were going to do, and that was cooking and cleaning. You didn't you do so much of it? You did so much, and you know, it's kind of true what everyone was saying. You kind of did become this little house mother who really looked after everybody.
Yeah.
But was that part of your initial plan going into the house? Because the way to everybody's heart is through their stomach, surely.
This is true, and I think had I gone into the house 5 years ago and I still worked in television, I would not have gone near the cooker. But since I've become a French housewife and I work part-time, you know, that's what I love to do. You know, I love looking after people. I love cooking. I've learnt to cook, and you know, we were 13 people all brought together. We didn't know each other. The best way to get people relaxed and enjoying the vibe in the house was to cook, and that's what I did. And
you
worked.
obviously felt comfortable doing that and comfortable being around all of those people because you were doing something you enjoyed.
Yeah, absolutely. And also getting everyone involved in that process as well. You know, Prince Lorenzo, who'd never peeled a potato before, and he's 40 years old. It was great. I think a lot of people have, you know, learnt new skills.
Princes, eh? Let's talk about your journalism career. How much do you think this set you aside from all of your other housemates?
I know that everyone was really wary about me. I know.
Which is
that.
understandable. When you have a house full of celebrities and a journalist walks in, they kind of go, right, then we're not going to talk for the next 3 weeks.
Yeah, exactly. And also I was explaining to everyone, because people were saying, well, what, I bet you're going to write loads of articles about this. And I was saying, yeah, I've learned how to mind map, and everyone's got a different tree in my mind, and I'm clocking up different things that have happened. So I think people were really, absolutely were really wary. And they were shit-stirring, dare I say, about what I would write about them and what I had written in the past. And, you know, Colleen was all fiery and all ready to say to me, I can't believe you've written this and I can't believe you've written that. I haven't read it, but I can't believe you wrote that. I'm like, love, read what I've written first. Yeah. Come on, you know, you're supposed to be a professional. Read what I've written before you start having an opinion on it.
One person that you have written about, not specifically, but kind of in passing, was Rhian, who
Lovely
is
Rhian.
over there tonight. Were you worried about how she would take to you?
I wouldn't say I was worried. I knew that I'd mentioned her in passing in a particular feature. I think the biggest problem for perhaps someone like myself and Rhian was the fact that she was bonded at the hip with Danica, and I realised on Rhian and Rhian's last day that had Rhian been separated from Danica, she would have had a totally different experience in the house. I think it would have been better for her, actually. Danica's a tough cookie. You know, she could have gone in there on her own with 12 other guys, and she would have survived, no problem. Yeah. I think if Rhian had been on her own,
she knows what she's doing when it comes to men.
Yeah, absolutely. She taught me a thing or five. I think if Rhian had been there on her own, she would have definitely been bonded with me and with Julie and with a couple of other housemates for sure.
OK. Julian was somebody else who had a little bit of a problem with your career. Take a look at this.
OK.
I can communicate with her, but there's an awful lot of, are you all right? The one thing about her I can't get over, she is a Daily Mail journalist. I find that a real problem. So that's why I refer to her as that, just to remind myself that that's who she is, and you shouldn't really trust her on that account. It's awful, really, because there are times when I really like her, but there you have it. Perhaps I should talk to her about it.
So does that surprise you at all?
Do you know, I found Julian to be an emotionally cold fish, and that obviously explains why he obviously didn't trust me as far as he could throw me, which wouldn't be very far, seeing how Julian exercises and the problem he has with his back. I'm actually a freelance. I work for whoever will pay me. You know, the fact that I work for certain newspapers, you know, that's what I do.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the same with Julian. You know, he's in Panto this year. He you know, we all move from gig to gig to gig, and I think he should have, you know, he should have had the balls and manned up and asked me about what I do, rather than making snidey comments in the diary room. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You could sit with him and he wouldn't say anything for 5 minutes, and you just think, why is he not talking?
I think he's surprised me, actually, because I thought we would see a very different Julian Clary in the house, and he has been really quite quiet.
Yeah, I thought he'd be much more flamboyant, much more witty. I know he was back and forth to the diary room like a rat out of a trap, so he was obviously saving all his witticisms for the diary room, but it's a real shame that he didn't choose to share them in the house, actually.
Yeah. Let's talk about love in the house.
Yes!
And this love triangle that kind of wasn't a love triangle. During the argument between Danica and the situation, you took the side of the situation.
I would take the side of the situation every
Tell me why.
time, Emma. Because he said it's not really a love triangle. It was a love triangle. That man proposed to her. He's ready to fly her out to the MTV Awards in LA. He's ready to just... I said to him, get a prenup, but he's ready to share the wealth on that woman. And yeah,
should he know better though?
This
is a guy that in his show is a bit of a player.
Yeah, but he's 30
so surely
now,
he
Emma.
should see a player coming a mile off.
He's 30. He's ready to settle down. He said, "You are my English road, Danica. You are the woman for me." It was love. It was the best rom-com I've ever seen. And she blew it. She blew it.
Why did you describe her as poison?
Because there's a brilliant saying, the female of the species is more deadly than the male. That woman defines that phrase for me without hesitation. She has played him like a fiddle. She's played... I mean, Lorenzo, he's a successful businessman in New York. You know, he does deals here, there and everywhere. And yet she had him by the balls for 48 hours, for God's sake. She was supposed to be attached to him. Lorenzo, I want to do my makeup now. OK, Danica. Lorenzo, I want to go and see if Riri's OK. OK, Danica. It's like, Lorenzo, man, what are you doing?
Do you think the boys were totally blameless?
Yes, I do, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. I mean, men are from Mars, women are from Venus. There was so much testosterone in that house. And, Rian and Danica are bloody good-looking girls.
What about Rian and Ashley? Do you think Ashley was totally blameless?
Ashley is an Olympian. This is the year of the Olympics in London. Ashley was totally blameless. I love Rian, but...
Why, because he's an Olympian? He can't be totally blameless because he's an Olympian. He has to be totally blameless because he did nothing wrong. But once he was told, he just seemed to keep going on about it and going for it. He should really just have gone, OK, that's it.
He did, but he's young. I don't think he's ever had his heart broken, to be honest. And I think it was a tough lesson to learn in the Big Brother house. He's had
With a lot of people watching.
Yeah, he's had so many tough lessons to learn. He's 23 years old and... it's been a huge year for him. I know I sound like I'm sticking up for him, but I am. But, yeah.
Well, you've lived there. You know better than anybody.
He can't do any wrong in my
right.
eyes, to be honest. He's a great
He does
kid.
seem like a really, really nice
And he's
boy.
a great personal trainer. But...
and finally, Samantha, who are you going to be avoiding at the wrap party?
I'm not going to be avoiding anyone, except I'll be looking forward to seeing Julie in the situation. Absolutely. I might give Julian the cold shoulder, given that he's given it to me for the last 17 days.
OK, Samantha, thank you so much. Samantha, everybody. But as we know, Samantha is not the only one that checked out this evening. Are you lot ready for another celebrity? Of course you are. Let's take a look at evictee number 5's worst bits.
I'm most excited to be here. Just so excited. I interact with men and women on the internet, and in return they get me little gifts or pay me.
I was just shocked, like... I think Danica's hot.
Can you hold me properly?
Papa.
She's the type of girl I can marry.
Oh, geez, you're not allowed to touch.
She's paying everyone.
Off me, don't touch me.
And she's playing the game.
I think you're a little prostitute and I just don't like your ways.
Danica.
She's the whore.
No.
It's just I'm a bit angry, do you know what I mean, that someone can say that. I'm sick of it, it's just so awful.
She's trying to play games with everyone's emotions. You know what she's doing?
She's playing a game. She wants to win.
When I associate the word celebrity, I deal it with people that's got genuine talents. Well, you're fake.
You know deep down that I am not fake. I've got fake tits, and do you know what? I fucking love them.
She is a strong girl.
It's like dancing with a shopping truck.
I always get sad thinking, well, this won't be the last time I speak to Big Brother, will it? No. I'll see you later, Big Brother.
Shall we meet her in person? After 17 days in a sticky situation, it turns out eviction was on your wish list. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Danica. Jeff, take it away.
Your bad romance. I want your love and I want your revenge. You and me could find a bad romance. Oh, I want your love and your lover's revenge. You and me could find a bad romance.
How are you? Come and take a seat, have a little sip of champagne. Now, before we start, this is Jeff. Jeff, Danica.
Hello, darling.
Jeff
All right.
has got a present for you.
Yes, I have. Very exciting. Shall I come across?
Come over and explain it to everyone as well.
Well, we've, as you probably know, Danica has a very famous wish list now, and we've bought you something off your wish list. It's not the diamond necklace, I'm afraid, darling.
Oh.
But we did get you these. Your nipple covers, yes.
I needed those
Yes.
in the house as well.
They are. I haven't worn them. It's all right. They're
Jeff,
pressed.
thank you very much.
Thanks very much. Thank you, Danica.
Thank you. So you did need them in the house, especially when you're in the shower. Because we saw those puppies, Danica. Right, let's start with the wish list.
Okay.
It has divided opinion outside of the house and inside of the house.
Yes.
And especially some of the housemates really didn't take to it. Did you ever imagine that you would be judged so much on it?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I did. I did imagine that, and everyone's got their own opinion and their own right to their opinion. And I know it's a very controversial thing. So, if anything, actually, I thought that they were quite kind to me, really.
Did it make you a little bit dubious about going into the house because of it?
No, it didn't, because it's such a massive opportunity. You know, I kind of forgot about that, and I was like, wow, you know, this is massive, and I can't wait to go on, and had a brilliant time. So it didn't really faze me in that respect. But then, kind of when I thought about it, I thought I'm going to have to justify myself quite a lot, which I clearly did have to justify myself quite a bit.
You did inside the house, and I think you probably will have to outside
the house. Yeah,
as well.
of course, yeah.
So a lot has been made about you playing the situation and Prince Lorenzo. What do you have to say about the whole playing bit? I know you've talked to Brian a little bit about flirting.
Yeah.
But as far as playing them, where do you think you stand on that?
I think that I am a very flirtatious person, very flirtatious, and watching myself back, I actually forget how flirtatious I am, to be fair. But also, I knew the both of them liked me before, you know, and I've got a boyfriend, but they're both attractive and got charisma and whatever, so I just found myself kind of thinking, but not playing them against one another. There was none of that. So
there was definite full-on flirting, but no playing?
There was flirting, but no playing, as you
would. So you held your hands up to Brian and you said, yes, looking at it back, I can see it. And there is definitely a line that everyone talks about. How far across that line do you think you went?
I think I did go too far, and I think that I have learnt that lesson, and I think when you know that somebody likes you, you shouldn't continue to flirt, which is what I did, and I do think I overstepped that mark.
Okay. The situation said you both had something for sure that can't be faked. You didn't seem so convinced, I think it's fair to say. Can you explain, though, why he sees your relationship so differently?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely do see a connection between me and the situation. Whether I was single and would ever go there, I don't think I would, because I don't really fancy him or whatever.
So how did you see him?
I saw him as really good fun, amazing, lovely guy. And he is a fanciable person, don't get me wrong, he really is. And I was just there to have fun. You know, I'm young and I just wanted to have a bit of a laugh.
With the two guys that fancied you really badly.
Which was bad, I know.
As far as the situation goes, there was something that I don't think helped matters. Have a look at this clip.
I think this is going to work for you.
You know, if you're positive...
Yeah.
You know,
but I mean you and Danica. This is going to work.
I hope so. She's the first...
And you were meant to meet.
She's the first girl I've liked in like 5 years.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like, as soon as she opens her mouth, I'm like, you know.
And you're just so right for each other.
I would wait in a hotel until, you know what I mean? Like,
I think she's being very nice about it. But when you fall in love with somebody, that's it.
So what do you make of that? I mean, Julie's kind of not helping your cause to a certain extent. This was quite near the beginning, though.
Yeah.
But saying that she thinks he's in there.
Well, all of the housemates have only just realised a couple of days that Julie, you know, Julie's really lovely to everybody, but I understand now, you know, and it's taken everyone a long, long time that there's kind of been a bit of backstabbing and whatever. So...
there has been a couple of sticky moments with her.
But I don't know with the sticky moments yet. But I'm sure I'll find out about the sticky moments.
You've got a couple of weeks to catch up
yeah.
on. So.
But no, I think I did see the situation talking to Julie a lot. And, you know...
Is it weird calling him the situation?
Mike, yeah, I know.
It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah. I was like, Sitch or Mike, you know, I was like, what do I call you? Same as Prince, I just called him Prince, because I was like... What do you call it? So.
He nominated you on Wednesday.
Yeah.
What did you make of his reason?
What did he say again?
Well, he said that it was because you flirted with him and stuff, I think. But then afterwards, when he spoke to you and said that he'd held 3 cards and...
Honestly, I was like, Mike, I can't actually believe that you're saying this to me. You do realise that Big Brother will completely...
Because you were really upset that he'd done that to you as a friend, because you would never have done that to him.
No, even if, and I said this, and I don't know whether this was ever aired, but I said that even if we had a really, really bad argument, really bad, and we hated each other, I would have never have nominated him. Never. Because... He always used to say to me, you know, I've got a loyalty with friends, and I'd go a certain way about it, so I would never have nominated him. But I do understand his reasons for nominating me.
But you got really upset, and then when he told you that he'd had 3 cards and he changed it, well, he picked who he picked so that he wouldn't be up, you were like, oh, that's all right then. I feel a bit silly now. Well, I'm like, that's even worse, surely, because he's forfeited you for the sake of himself.
Yeah, no, I went into the diary room and I was like, is that fair? That surely isn't fair. That's very tactical, you know, the way you did that.
Yeah.
And I actually could not believe that he said that to me. And we'd all had a few drinks. I'd got a bit emotional. I was just upset because I do like Mike as a friend, but I know that probably we could never be friends. So.
Yeah, I don't think he'll ever take it as friends, will he? He'll always want something more.
Yeah.
Sam called you poison in the house.
Oh, really?
Yes, we've just asked her about it here
that's a
as
shock.
well. What do you make of that kind of label?
Poison. Well, if I look at it in a good way, I'd say...
Is there a good way to look at it?
No.
Not really.
No, that's okay. You know, me and Sam share very different views to life.
I think it's because people are judging you on your flirting.
Yeah, and to be fair, I did go overboard with the flirting, to be fair to Sam. And not only that, me and Sam have established we share very, very different views about life and especially about men. And, you know, and Sam has every right to her opinion, so...
Do you think... maybe when you're on the outside and you're living your normal life, you can flirt with a guy, that's it, you can go home and you never have to worry about it again. In this kind of situation, with the situation, you're in a house, you flirt with someone, there's nowhere to go, you're going to see them all day, every day, and that surely makes things even worse. And has that kind of made you look back and reflect and go, do you know what, I need to rein this in a little bit in my real life, not just in things like this?
You'll see on tomorrow's show if today is today aired on tomorrow's show.
Yes.
Yeah, you'll see on tomorrow's show exactly what happens, and there's a really big story and quite a big ending to my place in the Big Brother house. And one of those is that I have learned a lesson, and you know, a lot of my boyfriends have said, you know, you're a huge flirt, and I knew I was a flirt, but I actually didn't realise how much.
You were that bad.
That I was that bad, because I do know it. And particularly when you know people do actually genuinely like you, it's not fair to play with people's feelings, and I do feel that I did that.
You said that you wanted to change your public image. Do you think you've done that?
No, I mean, I've been myself. I've truly been myself. Whether I've changed my public image, I don't know. Whether I would have gone on there and said I was an actress and been very flirtatious, I do think the general public would have thought of me a bit differently, but because I went in there with that title and whatever, I do think it's maybe fueled that.
I think, you know, the flirting has been a massive thing, and sometimes it did go a bit far, but generally, as a person, you do seem like a really lovely girl.
Oh,
and you've been a fantastic housemate, and we've all been gripped for the last 2 weeks, so you obviously did something right in there. Thank you very much, Danica. Give it up for Danica. If you've got any questions for Danica or Samantha, send them in to the digital team who'll be interviewing her after the show for their online exclusive. Details are on your screen now. Right, after the break, we'll be inviting Samantha and Danica into a sweaty box. Aren't we nice? See you in a bit. Welcome back to Celebrity Big Brother's bit on the side. That blue moon is still shining bright out there, but there's absolutely no chance that you lot could be feeling blue with bit on the side on your telly boxes. Now, you're definitely not feeling blue. How
No.
could you when you're sat with three corkers like us?
Semi-erect.
Can you believe it? Now, we've got some questions from the online community for you, but before we do that, we have to watch this clip, right?
This is good.
Watch this, people. It's fab.
I haven't been beaten. No. That's the fucking great. And now, it's all game on. The fight is on. Don't worry. Not in a game playing way, but just no holds barred. I'm not being bloody nice all the time.
Come on, Colleen!
Kicking off.
So we've got Danica saying, come on, Colleen,
Yeah.
and
Team Julie.
Samantha calling Colleen poison.
Team Julie.
You like throwing that word
It's a
around,
good
don't
word
you,
for you,
Samantha?
poison.
Okay, words. Question.
Right, questions. Firstly, for Samantha, I've got a question from BB Spy, one of our fan sites who's been supporting you since day one. He says, what would you do with Big Brother if you were the executive producer?
What would I do? I would
Make it harder.
I would make it harder. I would bring in more housemates. And
More?
I would have secret rooms as well, because the secret rooms, paranoia is the key emotion in the house. Paranoia is what we all go through.
You can see that happen quite early on.
And I
Paranoia.
think more secret rooms and more what was going on with the gods and the goddess was just genius. I would have more secret rooms.
What's the next one?
For Danica, Mama Savannah wants to know, is the MTV date with the Sitch still on?
You know it's next week.
Is it next week?
Yeah.
Danica, go.
Well, of course,
Go.
I'd love to go to the MTV Music Awards.
He's going to buy you a dress.
With him.
He might still be in the house,
With
though.
him,
Yeah, that's the
probably
thing.
not. He'll still be in the house. He'll be in the final.
And also, I don't think your boyfriend would be too happy.
Well,
If you went with him.
If I just went with him, no.
Go.
That wouldn't be acceptable.
Go.
Remember your boundaries.
Samantha, Galaxy 8080 wants to know, who's going to take over your cooking role in the house?
The situation.
Yeah,
He's
of
an
course.
amazing cook.
Is he really?
Oh, he's brilliant! Oh, yeah.
I haven't really seen him cook, have we?
I've seen a little bit. If you
I've just
look
seen you
online,
in
you see a
there.
lot
We've got
more.
30 seconds. Get a quick
All
one
right,
in.
Danica, BB Parody wants to know, why do you think you survived the last eviction but not this one?
Because I was up against the most gorgeous, talented woman in my eyes, Colleen Nolan.
Yeah.
Bless you. We've got 15 seconds. We've got
All
another
right,
quick one.
Samantha, Mama Savannah again. Did any housemates reveal any juicy secrets to you? Can you give us an exclusive?
Can I give you an exclusive on anything?
Got it.
I can't think of anything, sorry.
Okay,
Sorry.
have a look at the digital, the website,
Yeah.
and then you'll
All
get
be
them.
revealed online.
Thank you very much. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow on 5 Star with Jamie and Alice. Have a lovely evening.